Place value is all about where the number is within the bigger number. So we usually use the word digits to describe the individual numbers that make up a bigger number. So if we look at the digits that are 7 in both of these numbers, the place of the 7 in this first number tells us that it's only worth 7 units, whereas the place of the number in the second number, place of the digit in the second number, tells us that that one is worth 7 hundredths. So we're going to have a look at the place value on the whole number side. So you can see I've set it up here already. So to the left of the decimal points, all of those places are whole number places. To the right are the decimal places, which we will have a look at in a minute. So we're just going to have a look at the pattern of this. Most people are familiar with the beginning of the whole number side. So we start with ones or units, then we've got tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, if I can squeeze these in, 100,000s, then we've got our million. Oops, just about squeezing it in. So if we look at these place value labels as I've just written them as numbers, what we can see is that there's a definite pattern there. So the thing that people most obviously notice to start with is that we're adding zeros, but we need to understand why we're adding those zeros. So we're adding those zeros because each time we move up a place in our number system, the number is getting 10 times bigger. 1 times 10 is 10, 10 times 10 is 100, and so on. 100 times 10 gets you to the 1,000. So that's why we've got that extra 0 on the end, because we're multiplying by 10. So you need to be familiar with all of these labels, and you need to be able to work it out starting from the decimal point. So now we're going to look at the other side, the decimal place values. So we've got the decimal points there set up already, and just to help link to the previous page, I put in the tens and the units over there so that you can see where we're at. So remember, we've just discovered that each time we move to the left, then we're multiplying by 10. So if we go the other direction from to the right hand side, then it's logical to understand that this time we're dividing by 10. So to go from the units place value to the next one, the one that's on the other side of the decimal point, and notice particularly that the decimal point doesn't have a place all of its own. It's on, if you like, the fence between the units and this place that we're going to discover just now. So to go from the units to this next place, we need to divide by 10. So 1 divided by 10, its simplest way is 1 over 10, and that is called tenths. So let me just move that label up there. So really important to know that the decimal point always stays between the units and the tenths. So if we then divide the tenths by 10, we're going to get to 1 over 100, our hundredths. And then we keep on going. I'm sure you can see idea now, so I'll do number ones first, and then I'll quickly pop in the words to go with that. Now hopefully what you're noticing is that all of these labels on this side of the decimal point have got the TH ending. Hopefully you're familiar enough to know that that TH ending means that we're dealing with fractions. So if you're talking to people or if you're reading questions about place value, you need to be really careful about noticing the endings of these words, because that's the difference between on the whole number side and being on the place value, the decimal side. Now, the other thing I just want to point out is that there is a little bit of symmetry. You probably are beginning to sort of see it here. So we've got tens over here on this side and then tenths here. And obviously, if I had room, then we could look at hundreds on the left hand side compared to hundredths. So there definitely is this kind of symmetry going on, but just notice that that symmetry is not on the decimal point, it's on the units. And so tens are 2 places from the decimal point, but tenths are only 1 place away. And so that's why, if you're not sure about any, it's really important to start from the decimal place, remembering that it's units first on the whole number side and then tens, and on the decimal side it's tenths and then hundredths, and then work it out from there.